chilly? Yeah. Right, I should point out before I start that I'm not one of those political comedians, no. Although I have just recently gained a first in government and politics. Yay! Thank you. Well, I say a first, it's an NVQ. Level 1. Just covers the basics, really, just the expensive side of things. And that's all right. So what do we think of the situation in Jordan? Do we think you should get back with Peter Andre? I do, and I seriously do, because I will miss that programme. Where else on primetime television can you find an hour-long show dedicated entirely to 4 huge tits? Perhaps Channel 5. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking she's just a flat-chested, jealous cow, and you'd be right. Yeah, I am saving for a breast enhancing, well, some breasts basically would be nice. And I feel a bit like Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams. If I build them, will men come? I'm hoping. I was on the internet actually looking for a reputable surgeon, because you don't want that going wrong, do you? And it said on there that I should contact the British Association for Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons. Or BAP for short. The irony wasn't lost on me, ladies and gents, that BAP is spelled with a double A. So, poor old Jacko, the king of pop, pink pills, is dead. Good news for the kids though, eh? Yeah! I don't know if you've heard, but his kids are going to be officially adopted. Madonna's put them in touch with a couple of families from Malawi. Only fair, isn't it? Seems fair. Yeah, and the kids are delighted because apparently all Malawian buildings are single story. So when they get dangled out of those windows, not much to drop. It's a win-win situation there, isn't it? Anyone see the funeral? Anyone witness the funeral? I was a little bit disappointed because they kept saying what a good show it was going to be. I don't know if I was the only one, but all I really wanted them to play was Thriller. Just as the coffin lid started to open and Vincent Price's voice kicked in. Call it a show. Bless him. Stevie Wonder did a very moving tribute too. But he said a strange thing just before he started to tickle the old ivories. And this is completely true. He said, this is a moment I hoped I'd never live to see. Well, he's all right then, isn't he? So, have we got any single people in the audience tonight? Yay! I'm not alone. But it's all right because I am single through choice. Yeah, my ex-boyfriend. I went speed dating last weekend to try and remedy the situation. I don't know if anyone's been speed dating. It's a little bit weird. You get to meet about 20-odd guys in the space of a couple of hours. And each time the whistle blows, you get to meet a new guy. So I was dead excited, sat opposite the first one, he looked all right. I said, hi, my name's Joe, what's your name, what do you do, where'd you come from? And he said, Colin, chiropodist, cockbusters. So I went, apparently you can't take your own whistle. They should have made that clearer at the start. So that didn't go very well. In fact, I got removed physically after I did it the 3rd time. You might be surprised to know, ladies and gents, that I do consider myself a very cultured person. For instance, I'm very fond of the works of both Yeats and Kipling. You can't beat a tasteful wine lodge and an exceedingly good cake, in my opinion. I got Brideshead revisited for Christmas. I won't be watching it. I've not seen the first one. I do love a good board game though, especially Cluedo. Although I think they should make a more realistic version, you know, one where you can ask, was it Scott the schoolboy in the playground with a machine gun? Go down particularly well in American markets, that one, I think. Yeah. I would like to have kids though before it's too late. It's race against time, isn't it, ladies? I will be livid if just as I had some, they do introduce the smacking ban. Yeah, same. Twins run in my family, and I like twin boys. And I love those exotic place names. So I call my boys Iran and Iraq. Just hope they get along. I think I might have been drawn to those names owing to my Irish roots. They do both start with the letters I-R-A. Anyone see on the news a couple of weeks ago now, the 12-year-old boy getting that 13-year-old girl pregnant? The disgrace, isn't it, ladies? I'm nearly 30 and still no joy. What's their secret? One of life's mysteries, isn't it? A bit like, why doesn't Rivita come with a free gastric band? Strange. As much as I would like to get pregnant, ladies and gents, the one thing I do hate are pregnant women. Well, not all pregnant women, just the ones where I used to work, actually. Constantly shoving their second scans in your face like you give a shit. No one else cares. I got so fed up with it that in the end I went and got my own. Yeah. And when they looked really busy, I'd run over to their desk and go, hey, look at my scan. They go, Joe, we didn't know you were having a baby. I go, I'm not. It's a brain scan of my malignant tumour. They look horrified. Then I do what they do. If you hold it at arm's length at a 45-degree angle and squint through one eye, you can just make out the secondary tumour. I tell you what else I hate, is all this being green shite. Rubbish, isn't it? I was around my friend the other day, she's got energy fucking saving light bulbs. I was busting for the loo, so I ran up the stairs, flicked the switch, had a wee, and a surprising yet satisfying shit. Flushed the loo, washed my hands, dried my hands, and just as I was about to flick the switch off, it blinked and yawned into action, giving off less light than a Parkinson's sufferer with a box of matches. Anyone read the Da Vinci Code? Yay, shit, isn't it? Yeah. What a lot of people don't know is that the prequels to that are much better, the Green Cross Code and the Highway Code. They're in discussions for films about those, I think. Another thing that gets on my nerves, ladies and gents, at the moment are those kitchen ads. Have you seen them? What do you do in your kitchen? I got the guy round for a quote. I'm not interested in a new kitchen, but it's nice to have a man in the house. And he said to me, what do you do in your kitchen? And I said, Steve. And that was his name. I'll be honest with you. I mainly lie on the floor, clutching a bottle of vodka, crying, eating cake and vomiting. Design away. He's not gone back to me on that one yet. Right, it's nearly time for me to wrap up, and I was thinking, all comedians finish in the same fashion, don't we? We all go, I've been Joe Burke, you've been fantastic, enjoy the rest of the show. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if other professions took a leaf out of the old comedy ending there, so you could get this scenario in the consulting room? Well, Mrs. Smith, it's time for me to finish here now. I've been Dr. Evans. You've got 6 months to live. Enjoy the rest of your short life. I've been Joe Burke. Thanks for listening.
Perfection there. I seen you leaving before Joe came on and just done that beautifully. Really just missed the whole act of the show there. Well done. Some people